Hello and welcome to episode number 48 of the TEW 2016 Challenge Run. We are booking the first SmackDown Live of July, the first following Battleground, and the first on the way to the Crown Jewel special event here in the UK, and our second night in the O2 Arena in London. Let's go. Oops. Randall Keefe is in the ring to start SmackDown. And he says, for the last 48 hours, all I've seen is why did Randy Orton come out and RKO Aleister Black after Battleground's main event. After Aleister Black had just been through a hellacious Hell in a Cell match. I mean, it's quite simple. Aleister Black wanders around here like he's a man of mystery. Like he's evil. He's some dark, mythical being. And he's been dubbed by a lot of people the most dangerous man on SmackDown Live because he beat The Miz in 2 seconds at WrestleMania and he destroyed Daniel Bryan to win the WWE Championship after only 3 months of being here. But he's the most dangerous man on SmackDown, they say, and to that I say, well, when did Randy Orton leave? I don't know if you've noticed, Randy Orton, he destroyed and dismembered Kevin Owens at Battleground to remind the world why he's called the Apex Predator, and why I am the most intimidating and dangerous man on SmackDown Live. And Aleister Black, he's masquerading as this dangerous being, when in reality, all I see is a cheap Randy Orton wannabe. And I wanna be taking his championship at Crown Jewel. Ricochet and Carl Anderson have a match. 76 for Ricochet, 58 for Anderson. Just to get Ricochet, Mr. Money in the Bank, a quick wing. New SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Snake Busters, come out. And they're all happy and over the moon, playing with their proton packs and their cosplays of the championship. Saying, this is what happens when you come together. All our hard work of teaching ourselves how to beat these snakes here in WWE led us to victory and led us to Tag Team Championship glory. And Curtis is like, I've got to admit, when I first started hanging around with Truth, I thought he was an idiot and this was a waste of time and it was never going to do anything. We're never going to do anything special. We're just going to sit here and end up back in catering in a few weeks. But here we are, months later, as the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, when Court Moore and AOP would walk out on stage, and he'd say, congratulations to you guys, but winning the championship is only half of what makes a champion. If you want to be a real pair of tag team champions, you're going to have to defend them whenever and wherever against whoever is first in line. And from my recollection, AOP and their destruction of the Lucha Generation makes them first in line for a shot at the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. So, Snake Busters, what do you say? You put your money where your mouth is and put those titles on the line right now against AOP. And the Snake Busters, they're hesitant because they just won them. But R-Truth's like, nah, we're not scared of you. Come on, bring it on. So, impromptu Tag Team Championship match. Snake Busters and AOP, which ends in the 62C, R-Truth and Curtis Axel defeat AOP by disqualification when the Bar run in and attack R-Truth and Curtis Axel. So they get the win by DQ. It is sort of looking like at the end of the match, AOP are going to beat them and win the titles. It's just a dismembering of them, of the Snake Busters. But before they can actually get the pinfall, the Bar have run out and attacked Axel and Truth. So the tag team titles don't change hands because it was by disqualification. Speaking of champions, SmackDown Women's Champion Shayna Baszler comes out after she beat Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and Asuka at Battleground by making Alexa pass out. And she says, finally, the three Dumb and Dumber are off my back. I've finally beaten these women that have been hounding me for months on end about how they're the top women on SmackDown Live and how I'm the champion and they need to defend against one of them. Well, now they're all at the back of the line. And I've been reveling in this opportunity for ages to face somebody new. So, if any woman back there thinks they're ready for a title shot against the unstoppable machine that is Shayna Baszler, come on out. And out comes Miss Kairi Sane. And she says, "You say you're unstoppable? Well, need I remind you, I beat you. And I will do it again," she says. So Kairi, bring up, because she did beat her in NXT, she did end Shayna's first title reign. So, other than I think Ember Moon in Shayna's first title shot, the only woman to actually, I think, no, because Io did pin her as well. But that hasn't happened in this universe either. But in the real world, yes, she has been pinned by more people. But yeah, so Kairi ended Shayna Baszler's first championship reign in NXT, and she's made her claim to end this one. Asuka carries Liv Morgan to a 68 because she's fucking great. Liv gets a 40, Asuka a 72. Just a strong win for Asuka because she didn't win the championship. I wanted to give her a nice strong win on this show. And so I can do this. Charlotte comes out after Asuka's win. And she runs her down the microphone. She says, "Well, would you look at this? Asuka, the great empress, comes up short yet again. You know, I'm starting to think you're all hype. Because you being involved in this match at Battleground cost me my next chance to be SmackDown Women's Champion, because you were too focused on taking me out because I'm the biggest threat, that you let poor little weak Alexa tap out and lose us both an opportunity for the championship. And that's not going to fly to me because, well, do you not remember when you first came up, you were the unbeatable Asuka. Nobody could even touch, nobody was ready for Asuka. Well, I was. I beat you. I made you tap out on the grandest stage of them all. And ever since then, you've always been in my shadow. And every time we've shared a ring since then, it's never been one-on-one. You've never gotten your one-on-one victory over me. Do you know why that is, Asuka? Because you're not the baddest woman here. You're not the empress that you think you are. Because I'm better than you. And you are just a fraud. And I can't wait till the world is exposed to the real Asuka. Kevin Owens comes out looking beat up, bruised. He's got maybe a bandage on his head or something because he had a brutal match with Randy Orton. And he says, "I've got to come out here and apologise. I've recently, when I had my change of heart, I've come out here and said I'm going to be as honest as possible. I got beat. Randy Orton was the better man. I overlooked him. I thought that because I've faced Orton in the past, I knew what I was getting myself into, but Randy Orton is on a whole nother level right now. After he got beat by Truth and Curtis Axel, that sent him into a spiral rage. And I wish Aleister Black nothing but the best of luck against him because he's tough. He really is tough." And then that's when he'd be interrupted by Lio Rush, Apollo Crews, and Bobby Lashley. Whoa, Kevin. No one came out here to listen to you whine. This is supposed to be the almighty Bobby Lashley's time. It's supposed to be Apollo's time. It's supposed to be my time, the man of the hour. Nobody wants to hear you come out here and moan and bitch that your fat ass couldn't get the job done. Because, Kevin, have you ever considered why you don't get the job done? Because look at you. You look like a slob. You look like a fat oaf. These men right here, the spectacularly ripped Apollo Crews and the almighty Adonis that is Bobby Lashley, these are the peak of physique. This is what real champions look like. They have abs like this, they have traps like this, and they have glutes like this. Bobby Lashley would show off his bum. You, Kevin, just need to go back to the bingo halls. Because looking at you, you're not a WWE superstar. Hell, you barely even look like a professional wrestler. This has pissed Kevin's off. He's like, you know what, Leo? You're funny running your mouth. Come on here, yeah. Everyone knows. Look, everyone can see it. You're not the first person to say it. Hell, I'll say it. Look, WWE Universe. I'm fat. And then they'd cheer for Kevin because he's being sarcastic. And he's like, you know what? But you're coming out here running your mouth against me when I'm really not in the mood to hear your annoying little voice. So why don't you, yes you, not Apollo, not Bobby Lashley, not the almighty, you, Leo Rush, man of the hour, come in this ring and step to Kevin Owens. Leo would oblige, and Kevin Owens would defeat Leo Rush in 64C. They don't click at all. 65 for Kevin because of the chemistry. 39 for Leo Rush. So Leo has been beaten by Kevin Owens. Hype video, just giving us a brief background and hyping up NXT Women's Champion, or NXT UK Women's Champion Toni Storm, because, as said on Raw, because they had Walter and Pete Dunne, they had the Grizzled Young Veterans and the Imperium, and Kaylee Ray and Piper Niven challenging Sasha and Bayley for the Insurrextion pay-per-view. They said that at Crown Jewel, we'd see the SmackDown side have UK Women's Champion Toni Storm against Tegan Nox. So this is just a way to introduce her to the SmackDown universe, because she's going to be wrestling on their pay-per-view. She has a match with Carmella, and she gets the win. Just to, give her a big strong win over somebody that they know, and introduce her to the SmackDown audience ahead of the pay-per-view. Big Show is not in Robert Roode's office. Robert Roode is in Big Show's office, and he's asking Big Show's like, hell of a great show, but after I beat Luke Harper last night, what's next for me? The greatest Intercontinental Champion in SmackDown history. And Big Show's like, well, it's funny you ask, because I know we did this match as the main event a month or so ago, but it's so good we need to see it twice. And that is two of the future bright stars here on SmackDown Live, Ricochet and Andrade, will go one-on-one with each other in the main event of SmackDown next week. The winner of that will face you at Crown Jewel for your Crown Jewel, the Intercontinental Championship. And Robert Roode's like, fine, I'll beat either of us. I'll beat Ricochet and I'll beat Andrade. We then get into the main event, the match we were supposed to get a couple of weeks ago. I have clocked since Raw that these aren't scoring as high because we're in the UK and the popularity is lower. So I'm not going to bitch as much as I did. I was proper salty after the Raw main event. And there's no storyline involved here because apparently it's consequences of your actions have started, not advanced. So this is the match we were supposed to get 2 weeks ago when McIntyre beat up Balor and then Aleister Black came out and beat up Bryan and announced the Hell in a Cell match. It's Finn Balor and Daniel Bryan. Balor scores the win with a coup de grace because Bryan gets distracted by Zelina Vega on the microphone, who is now free after Bryan captured her. She grabs the mic, she's like, Bryan, you don't really think things through, do you? You sure did show a message to Aleister Black by what you did to me. Because didn't that end so well for you inside Hell in a Cell? Well, Bryan, you need to learn that this is a domino effect. You can't just go around doing what you do and expect nobody else to react to it, because by doing what you did to me, you made more than one enemy. You pissed off more than just Aleister Black. And out comes behind Zelina, holding a kendo stick, Andrade. and he storms through the ring, and he wails. Rowan would meet him halfway up the ramp. He'd whack Rowan with the stick. Braun would look scared as Andrade is just hammering away on his big boy. And then Andrade would jump in the ring, try and swing for Daniel Bryan, but Bryan would dip outside the ring and escape through the crowd. As Andrade is on the top rope, pointing at him with the stick, shouting something in Spanish, going, I'll get you with this stick, Bryan. That show gets us a 85B+. That's actually not bad. I think it did just slightly better than Raw. And now it's time to see what 205 Live will do. And we're here with some hot and spicy 205 Live Cruiserweight action. Paige and her boys start the show, and she's like, damn, it feels good to be home. Because it's in the UK, and because it's Paige and Tyler Bate, I'm going to have to work with what I'm dealt, and acknowledge that they're basically going to have to be tweeners for this month, because it's the UK, and they're not going to boo Tyler Bate or Paige. And she's like, you heard the historic announcement on Monday Night Raw, Cruiserweight Tag Team Championships are coming. And boy, if I don't know the first two duo I think of that should be the inaugural champions. And they're actually first up in the tournament match right now, so bring out their opponents, and Noam Dar and Kenny Williams will show you what it's like to be a real Cruiserweight tag team. We get into the first tournament match for the Cruiserweight Tag Team Championships that sees the Dogs Bollocks advance over Team White Wolf, where Noam Dar defeats Carlos Romo with a Champagne Super Knee Bar. 51, 56, 46, and 55. Dar's improving. We get to the match that Mike Kanellis said he was going to be a part of last week. He's against Eric Young, and he actually loses to Eric Young with a wheelbarrow neckbreaker. This makes it Eric Young's second point on the board. And after the match, Mike Kanellis grabs a mic and he says, it's been fun, but you're never going to see me on 205 Live ever again. And he storms out. He throws the mic on the ground. He storms out. Maria's with him. She's like, what? So we'll see what this was all about soon. We get NXT Tag Team, Jordan Miles and Isaiah Swerve Scott against the Singh Brothers. They advance when Isaiah Scott defeats Samir Singh with a handspring back elbow. Miles 34, 44, 46, 42. Miles and Scott both improve. And now, we end with a quick cutaway to the Hurricane's office. He's got Akira Tozawa with him. He's got Eric Young with him. He says, now boys, we currently have 4 cruiserweights on 2 points. Those are Sin Cara, Jack Gallagher, and yourselves. And now with the introduction of the Cruiserweight Tag Team Tournament, Sin Cara is with Kalisto, Gallagher's with Morgan Webster, so they're going to be a little bit preoccupied, so to speak, for the next month. So, that leaves you two, the only 2 single stars that won't be a part of the tournament, on 2 points. So, if you've got 2 superstars on 2 points, hypothetically, and, logically, next week's main event, you two will face off with each other, with the winner of that match, of course, scoring 3 points, making them the de facto number 1 contender for the Cruiserweight Championship. So Eric Young or Akira Tozawa, one of these men will face Tyler Bate at Crown Jewel. We get a 51D+, I guess, that's fine. A lot of UK influence on 205 Live, so it's not going to get as bad as Raw and SmackDown. And speaking of Raw and SmackDown, I'll see you next time for Raw. See you guys then.